All right, great question, Brian. God bless you. Welcome to the family. Alex from Colton, California has been waiting light years. Alex, Happy New Year. Thank you for waiting. Welcome to Pastor's Perspective.
Happy New Year, guys. Thanks for taking my call.
Yes, sir.
My question is regarding Daniel 11, verses 37 and 38.
Right.
And it's regarding the Antichrist. It says in there, he shall neither regard the God of his fathers, nor the desire of women, nor any other God, and he shall exalt himself above them all. And then the next verse says, in their place he shall honor a God of fortress.
Right.
And a God of war, one that his fathers did not know, and a couple other things about it. Then I just have one other point to that. Mm-hmm. And in 1 John, we see what the Antichrist is, what the spirit of it is, and that is a spirit of something that denies Christ.
Right.
And denies the Father and the Son.
Right.
So with that being said, my question is this: does the Antichrist have a God? And based on John, is that God revealing itself to be the God of Islam? Now I have to go, but
okay.
I'll listen on the radio.
Okay, no, I can tell you it's not the God of Islam, that's for sure. It's not there at all, any way, shape, or form here. The God or gods of his fathers, you can take the word Elohim in Daniel 11:37 is plural in the Hebrew. It can be, some say the God of his fathers, the gods of his fathers, not even the God desired by women, which is the God of Israel. So it could come from again, the gods of his fathers. If that's the case, it would be a religion that is believe in more than one God. That would rule out Islam right there. Or the God loved by women, which would be the desire of women, the Jewish women who wanted to, have the Messiah. So that's Judaism. He's not going to respect any God, any authority, as it were. Now, remember too, there are two of these people that show up on the scene according to Revelation chapter 13. There's the first beast and the second beast. One is a political leader. One is a religious leader. One's called the false prophets. One's called, the Antichrist would actually apply to both of them. So, John, do you see Islam in this at all?
No, I would agree with you, Don. I think you speculate. What we do know for sure is that he's going to turn away from God. I mean, that you can know for sure, and the Bible even tells us that he is going to. In 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verse 4, you remember that it talks about that he's going to oppose and exalt himself above all that is called God or that is worshipped, so that he sits as God in the temple of God, showing himself that he is God. So Paul is warning about this man of sin that's going to come and what he's going to do. He's going to exalt himself and seek to be God in that day.
Yeah, not to get off on a rabbit trail here, but one of the interesting things about this verse, I'm glad you brought it up, the gods of his fathers, the little horn in the book of Daniel, one of the coming, types of Antichrist is Alexander the Great. And the Greeks, of course, believed in a pantheon and many gods. So it'll be similar to that. This person might be a polytheist, believing in many gods. I won't get off the track of this.
Right.
Interesting to get into this subject, though, by the way. But anyway, and so the idea is he's not a polytheist believing in any God, not even the God of Israel. He won't respect any God. He's going to elevate himself above all of them, claim to be God. We know that from 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, verses 1 through 4. So no, not Muslim. We've got someone who's either from a polytheistic background, believing in many gods, or the false prophet's very likely coming from a Jewish background who's, some apostate there, as it were. All right, let's go now to, here's an interesting question.